Yan, update us on what's happening today.
Good evening, Esther. Today was another bloody day, as it has been the last 25 days. More than 10,000 people were killed so far in this war, most of them, as you said, Palestinians. Today, also, Israel recognized that one battalion commander was killed in Gaza, and so far, 18 soldiers and commanders were killed since the ground invasion started. Earlier this evening, one rocket fell in central Israel, hit a house, but it seems nobody was hurt.
Yeah, and we're hearing more of the escalating violence, especially in the West Bank. What more are you learning?
Violence is escalating in the West Bank for the last 3 weeks. So far, 128 Palestinians were killed there, most of them by Israeli forces during raids into refugee camps, seeking for people linked to Hamas. But today, for the first time since the start of this war, a Jewish settler was killed in the West Bank by shooting. Someone shot at him while he was driving. So the violence is spreading all over the West Bank, and nobody knows what's going to happen in the next days or weeks.
As you mentioned there, Yan, Fridays are usually very tense days, especially during a war, in a place where there is war. What are the likely scenarios tomorrow? You are just hours away from getting into Friday.
I think we might see some protests, some of them violent in the West Bank, especially in Ramallah. Jenin and Nablus have been the scenario of a lot of raids, and a lot of people were killed there. There's a lot of tension about what's going to happen tomorrow, and the likely scenario is to have more protests and more violence in the West Bank.
And how are you feeling as a journalist, as you work with other international journalists there? How is your security?
Well, here where I am, I feel safe. It's different from Gaza, of course. In the West Bank, I feel safe as well. I have been well treated by the Israeli soldiers in the checkpoints. I have been well treated by the militant groups, the fighters that I met in the West Bank. So far, we journalists here in Israel and in the West Bank, we've not seen the same difficulties and casualties as we've seen in Gaza. More than 20 colleagues of us were killed already in Gaza, unfortunately.